Well, hello there, motherfuckers, and welcome to your Smackdown review. So, let's just get right to it. There's not a lot on this show because the first half an hour was eaten up by two guys. Well, three if you count Shane. So, Friday is Crown Jewel, and we're bringing out AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. And for some weird reason, on Evolution, they decided to promote Crown Jewel, which is just funny. We're not allowed to compete on it, but let's promote it anyway. So they still made like John Cena was going to be a part of the event in their World Cup matches, tournament, whatever the fuck it is. And they made like Daniel Bryan was still going to be wrestling AJ Styles for the title. I was like, okay, I don't know what they're doing here. Maybe it's that they want to just give some time to Cena and Daniel Bryan to, mold it over in their heads. Maybe, think about it some more. Maybe they want to reconsider and go anyway. Well, no, apparently not, because we saw Raw. Cena's out, Lashley's in, and we start off SmackDown by AJ saying just something so shocking. That Pele kick was meant for you, Daniel Bryan. Wow. I mean, holy shit. Like, holy cow. What an accusation. What a statement. I mean, oh my goodness. And like Daniel Bryan's reaction, I mean, he tried to like play it off like the same thing like how I just did right there, but it's like the deed's already done. It already sounds ridiculous. So even though you try to have Bryan be sarcastic and try to get around it, you've built a shit story. A good match between these guys tonight. They make the match anyway. Shane McMahon comes out, says we're gonna have the match tonight. They wrestle. Daniel Bryan taps out to the calf crusher, and that's it. They got the match out of the way. And at the end, Samoa Joe bashes Daniel Bryan to the side, and there you go. There's your new Crown Jewel match. Samoa Joe cuts a promo backstage, reminds us about all those wonderful things that they did with AJ, over the past couple of months, boring us to tears with, half-assed Attitude Era style shit that couldn't have been any more half-assed if they tried. There we go. So Samoa Joe hasn't been on TV for weeks. I thought maybe he was injured or something like that, or whatever the case may be, but they bring him back because they got nobody else. So there you go. I mean, people were saying that Daniel Bryan was punished. This is how it is on a normal night, though. So I can't even tell when they're burying people. They bury people on a nightly basis. It would have been easier to tell if this was a previous era when they used to actually treat their main eventers, like main eventers, and then you could kind of tell if they were in the doghouse. Here, this is a natural occurrence. So it's like, I don't even know. Like, was Daniel Bryan scheduled to win? We may never know that. So I don't know if this was burying him or anything. But, I mean, the way how they just had Samoa Joe push him to the side, like, next! And, you don't want to be on Crown Jewel. We're just going to put, like, literally, like, they pushed him to the side. So it was almost like, not just figurative, they actually kind of had to do they had to do it in reality, like pushing him to the side. So then you had Paige backstage with Charlotte, and she tells Charlotte that she wants to make her the team captain for the women's tag match at Survivor Series, for their Survivor Series match. And Charlotte's like all depressed. She's like, "Oh, I don't know if I'm the right fit for the job." Oh. Wow. I mean, really. She's genetically superior. Becky Lynch buries her under a bunch of chairs. Ugh! She comes like out of them like she's a fucking monster, and rightfully so. I mean, like I said, you look at Charlotte, the girl's well over 6 feet tall. She towers over the other girls. She's got a body made of steel. She looks the part. For God's sake, she's Ric Flair's daughter. It's in her blood. She's got everything working for her in her favor. She's improved with her promos. And for some reason now they just want to make her like she's super depressed over Becky Lynch. You know, and I'm just saying, it's like, wow, they need to stop this already. You see what they're doing here? It's like, if they want to really sell these women as being like the strong role model types, they need to stop doing the stereotypical thing of having them be super emotional. And, well, if you ask me, in my opinion, that's more than just a stereotype, but I'm not going to get into that right now. That could be a topic for a different video. But anyway, I'm just saying, it's really funny that they're like, what is this thing? It was the same thing with Ronda Rousey, where they tried to do this type of story where it was like, you guys are bullies, and I don't like bullies. It was like the same thing, like, you like having these wrestlers get depressed like it's getting to them. It's like you wouldn't even see this back during the times of Sable. Did Sable complain about Jacqueline or Mark Merrill bullying them? No. I mean, these are grown-ass adults. And I'm going to do another video also about a grown-ass adult in Braun Strowman. And what I saw from him on Instagram that just, like, shocked me about the whole bullying thing. And let me just state for the record that, of course, I'm not for bullying or anything like that, and I'm against it, and I think anybody that does that sort of bullying is a terrible person and has many problems with their own life. And there is things, like I said, in school where they need to deal with it, so I completely understand why there's a movement against that sort of detestable behavior. But when adults themselves allow themselves to be bullied, it's one thing if you're in school, you know what I mean, and you really haven't developed a brain. Yeah, you know, you really don't have a fully developed brain. You might know how to deal with certain situations like that. But if, like, you're letting bullying get to you as an adult, I mean, guys, if you're, like, bullied or anything in any facet, or maybe you're still in school, just take it from me. Look at the mean, hateful comments I get on a daily basis when I voice my opinion here on YouTube. To be quite honest, the number of haters has really decreased over the years, because why? I either ignored them or just showed that it didn't bother me. I would sometimes respond back to them and just show I didn't really fucking care. Because what I normally say was like, well, you know something? You know, you still watched my video, you still gave me a view, you still, even if you disliked this video, you still gave me attention here, and that alone is going to make me feel good and be able to persevere beyond that bullying, which I like to consider myself pretty much invulnerable to that type of shit, because it's so inconsequential. The opinion of another does not really affect me in any way, because you have to understand that you're your own person. So, you know, but anyway, I mean, I'm getting really too deep into this, to a storyline that's just fucking stupid. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. It's just a bad storyline here where, you know, Becky's just now, Charlotte's just feeling down on her luck. Oh, poor Charlotte. Oh, poor Charlotte. I hope she can overcome these dark times. Big E defeated Cesaro in a trick-or-treat street fight. This was another ridiculous match where they put pumpkins in the middle of the ring. The New Day came out dressed in Brood attire, which I thought was funny. That was enjoyable. They also had these guys laying down with the like torches, trying to emulate the Ring of Fire that Gangrel used to come up from. But you know, something about it was like, oh, that's clever, but like I just didn't even laugh. It's just I'm so sick of New Day, and I'm just so sick of like every single thing they do on this show is inconsequential and fucking dumb, annoying, and just like, oh my god, like it really is getting to the point where all these shows are giving me a fucking headache. These shows they're just so stupid and dumb, and just every single thing like that they do on these shows, it's either stupid. It's either a stupid move, it's just stupid, or just like they have somebody say something stupid. It's just, it's just all fucking dumbass shit, basically. So, there you go. So Big E gets the win here. Shane McMahon is backstage. He's talking to Jeff Hardy, The Miz, Rey Mysterio, and Randy Orton. Everybody says their piece. Shane McMahon informs that, like, this is a little bit weird, that whoever gets into the tournament final, and if they lose, they're no longer going to be a SmackDown star. So, I mean, I guess it does make sense because, like, the other SmackDown stars are going to face the other ones before they get to the finals to face the Raw star. I guess that's how the brackets are kind of set up. So I think they're going to have another match, but whatever. He said who's ever in the finals is going to end up, like, losing their job. So that's going to be really interesting because the person who they have losing the finals, that's going to be an interesting choice. Like, who are they going to choose? I would assume that maybe they're going to go with The Miz, I would think. It would just seem more in tune for his character to be the one who gets fired, other than like Jeff Hardy or Randy Orton. It just seems like that's what it's gonna be. And you had Nakamura defeating RTruth. So I don't even know here. Like from both sides of the coin here, you've got Nakamura, who's just been the U.S. champ for no apparent reason. And I'm looking at this guy, and I'm just saying, like, how he started off the year winning the Royal Rumble, went on to WrestleMania to face off for the world title, didn't win it. They had multiple other matches, didn't win it. Then they give him what they do a lot of times, the consolation prize. Give him the U.S. title. Now he like hasn't even appeared on any SmackDowns lately. Finally shows up, and he beats RTruth. Well, what an accomplishment there. I also thought that they were trying to give a push to RTruth. They paired him up with Carmella. The little 7 cents dance break, I kind of like that in a way. I think, like, that's what I'm saying. If they could, like, add something new to someone's character, I'm all for it. But that's, like, one thing. And this is just a boring match with nothing behind it. There was, nothing leading up to it at all. Becky Lynch cut a promo in the middle of the ring. Charlotte doesn't want to respond to it, I suppose. I will give credit. Becky really got into this promo. She really seems like she's comfortable in this role. So really, for this show, this was, kind of like the highlight for me. I mean, the AJ Daniel Bryan, it was a good match, but there's just so much, like, negative stigma around that shit. Like, I just couldn't even really fucking enjoy it. I'm being honest with you. I'm not doing it to be, like, overreactionary or something. Like, people are accusing me in, like, my Crown Jewel review, not reviews, it hasn't happened yet, but my rants on it. They said that I was being disingenuous. And the funny thing is, like, almost everybody who's watched my channel over the years knows that the last thing that I am is disingenuous. Like, I pretty much tell you just when I can't get into it. Like, I said with the Susan G. Komen thing, I said I just can't get into it. I said the connoisseur thing, it just feels manufactured. I just can't get into it. I feel for these people, but not on a level where I'm going to be like, oh my God. Like, the Roman Reigns thing, I got into it because this is a guy that I watch week after week and I'm genuinely a fan of, and I've expressed that now for a number of years, and much to the disappointment of a lot of people. And so, like I said, I was probably one of the only ones in the YWC that actually really, really felt bad the day that Roman Reigns announced that. And, everyone else, like What Culture, just kind of jumped on the bandwagon because if you are the one who's been talking trash for all those years, and all of a sudden something horrible happens, like what it did happen to Roman Reigns, you look like a real asshole because you've been saying something about a sick person. They don't want to be caught up in that whole web of hatred where you're like viewed as being a horrible person for it, but it's kind of inescapable at a certain juncture, like it was for them. Then we had the main event, and it was Jeff Hardy and Rey Mysterio defeating Randy Orton and The Miz. Orton ends up hitting the RKO anyway on everybody, and that's pretty much the end of the show. Wow, that was a piece of shit. That was just... wow. I think maybe what it was is... I don't know. I don't want to say they put all their efforts into Evolution, because if that was effort, I give them a fucking F. Also, maybe the shock of the whole entire crown jewel thing is like wearing on them. But then again, like I said, this is commonplace for them. This is not really uncharted territory, for them when it comes to them sucking and putting out bad shows. Like I said, it's a weekly occurrence. If you count all the shows they have on the network, it's a daily occurrence. So having a bad SmackDown here was kind of to be expected. After I heard that opening promo, I just completely just tuned out. And the rest of it was just complete fucking garbage. I've never seen such poor follow-up. Okay, so I'm saying there's a good promo with Becky Lynch. Did Ronda Rousey invade the show? No. Did anything come of Becky Lynch's win? No. Was there any follow-up between Charlotte and Becky? No. Was there anything significant that happened with Charlotte? Well, she's depressed now. So, it's like I take a step back from this show and from Evolution, and I'm just saying, wow, what a fucking horrible fucking show this was. Not only did they have this big historic pay-per-view on Sunday, but they didn't know how to follow up. And you check out my Raw review, for example. They had one of the hottest angles going for them with the Dean Ambrose thing, and they completely botched it. Didn't take long. Didn't even take them a week to do it. So here we are, we're headed into Crown Jewel on Friday. And despite what a few people have said, no, I'm not going to be watching it. I understand why people think that I am going to watch it. When when you can see in the videos, I'm pretty genuinely opposed to this event, and I keep on saying it. So I know what people are going to say, like, they think that I'm going to, just collapse and be like, oh, well, people want to see a Crown Jewel review, so I'm going to do it. This is probably the only time on YouTube where probably people would like to see me maybe review the show. But then there actually was a lot of people that said that they don't want to see me review the show. So I think I'm just going to, split the difference and not fucking watch it. Because first of all, it's against my beliefs for watching this show. I think that, just doing a show. And first of all, I didn't even watch the Greatest Royal Rumble. And I said that because I thought it was bullshit. So, go ahead, check the videos. I didn't delete it. I didn't ever have a Greatest Royal Rumble event out. Like I said, it has nothing to do just with the journalist, but it has everything to do with just Saudi Arabia in general and what they stand for and their morals. And just the whole thing just disgusts me because you have WWE that does the whole phony shtick with charity and everything, and cancer, and we're all squeaky clean PG family entertainment, and then they're gonna go ahead and they're gonna go to a country that just had somebody murdered in Turkey, where the government just dispatched them at the drop of a hat. There's numerous violations of women's rights. Right off the bat, right after they did the Evolution pay-per-view, they're going to go ahead and they're going to do this. So, there's no phony business going on with me. you go ahead and you watch your crown jewel. And somebody had asked me, like, why did I watch Evolution? Why did I watch this SJW-ness versus Crown Jewel? Because they said, like, there's going to probably be, less, shove it down your throat social justice propaganda on that show. To me, I'd rather take the social justice over the fucking Saudi Arabia hypocrisy. Because to me, that makes it more sick. Because at least when it comes to the Evolution thing, at least it didn't involve anybody getting hurt. Nobody's rights were violated or anything like that. It wasn't a human concern. It was just something annoying that gave me a headache. When it comes to, Saudi Arabia and Crown Jewel, this global event, which they're not even saying. And like I said, like, that was also the final straw for anybody who wanted to see this review. The cheap tactic of somehow it being okay if you don't say the name of the event. I mean, if that is not the supreme epitome of retardation of how to deal with a situation, then I don't know what is. I don't know who told them to do that in their PR department. I don't know if that was one of the brain dead writers. I don't know if that was, Michael Hayes or Kevin Dunn or whoever the fuck gave that suggestion. So there you go, guys. There is your SmackDown review. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please subscribe. Please click the bell so you get all the notifications when I post all my new videos. Check out some of the other videos I have posted here. And this has been your YWC champ, and I'm signing out.